right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Sincere apologies for starting this particular show behind schedule. We're just trying to set off so many things. Now, thank you so much for joining us on the platform this morning. My name is Ginika Olwa. Don't forget that this show is designed to look at issues affecting us as Nigerians and as Abians. So thank you so much for being part of the program this morning. Now, over the weekend, the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, affirmed Ikechi Emenike as authentic candidate of the APC in Abia State. Justice B. George Will dismissed the appeal filed by the former Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development, Esiaga, against Ikechi Emenike as lacking in merit. It could be recalled that Abia Apc has been enmeshed in serious crisis, leading to different factions of the party, producing two governorship candidates. With this judgment, what is the way forward for the party ahead of 2023 election in Abia State? Welcome once again. My name is Ginika Olwa. Let's take a breather to bring you the political update. When we come back, you'll meet my guest. Stay with us.
This is Political Update. The federal government has signed a memorandum of cooperation with Poland to address food security crisis in Nigeria and Africa in general. Both countries signed a pact when President Muhammadu Buhari received the Polish President Andrzej Duda, who stated that 10 pivotal areas were raised in his conversations with President Buhari, but top among them were the issues of food and energy security. He gave an assurance that Poland would strengthen its economic relations with Nigeria, not only towards addressing food crisis but energy security. On his part, President Buhari appreciated Poland for the cooperation to improve food security between both countries as well as improved energy in Africa.
Further strengthening those relations. It is significant that during this short but important visit, memorandum of understanding on agriculture was signed and other memorandums of understanding such as defense are under preparation to be signed at a later date. These will help focus our cooperation in priority areas.
The Minister of Education, Adamu, has outlined the federal government's effort to resolve the industrial action embarked upon by Academic Staff Union of Universities on February 14. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, Adamu said the government had offered the union a 23.5% salary increase for all category of the workforce in federal universities except for the professional cadre, which will enjoy a 35% upward review. Adamu said the government had also promised that a sum of 150 billion naira shall be provided for in the 2023 budget as funds for the revitalization of federal universities to be disbursed to the institutions in the first quarter of the year. The internal wrangling within the People's Democratic Party has continued as Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike said he cannot be killed no matter the intimidation and the threats. Speaking in Port Harcourt, the governor said Rivers State had contributed the most to the successes of the PDP since 1999, but the state had not benefited for her dedication to the party. He urged his supporters not to panic over the threats of his enemies.
So if you're a Rivers man, you don't need to be intimidated by anybody. I pity any Rivers man who's going to bring the crumbles from the table. Rivers State does not, we won't do that. Let's take our rightful position. If you don't agree, you must agree. Nobody should be worried.
All right, thank you so much. That particular update, political update, was packaged by Wisdom Thomas. Now, welcome back to the program. Now, like I told you before we went at that break, we'll be looking at the crisis in APC in Abia State. And with a series of court judgments flying here and there as it affects that particular party and its governorship candidate. Don't forget, before now, they have two governorship candidates. So we'll find out if that still subsists. But I have joining me virtually right now a former lawmaker of the House of Representatives, Chief Chiekwe Esiaga. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining me on the program this morning.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, now let us talk about the crisis in your party, the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Abia State. That particular crisis appears not to be abating any moment soon, especially where you have like few weeks to the beginning of campaigns. What do you think should be done at this time? Does it really bother you as a member of the party that your party is still in crisis few weeks before you go out there to seek and solicit for the support of Abians?
I am really bothered and saddened at heart that we are into this situation. Let me just put it straight that I am Honorable Unze Chiekwe Esiaga, an authentic member of APC. I've been in this party since 2014. I attended a convention in 2014 that produced General Muhammadu Buhari as our candidate in Lagos, where the convention took place. And I've been in the party since then, deeply involved in 2015 presidential election, and deeply involved in the election that took place in 2019. Yeah. And I feel too bad that a few months to the presidential election and other elections, a few weeks to the kickoff of the campaign, here in Abia State, nobody is sure who is going to flag or who is going to fly the flag of the party in Abia governorship race, as far as APC is concerned. That does not make for happiness at all. Hence, I have on my own pleaded with the leadership of the party at the highest level, at the national level, to wade into the matter. Unfortunately, the matter was not resolved by the party. Hence, the two governorship candidates, so to say, are now in court, various courts, different courts.
Yeah.
And I strongly believe that with the new electoral law that provides that all pre-election matters must be concluded before the election proper, plus minus, these cases must be determined on or before the end of October, so that we know who is going to fly the flag of the party as far as the governorship election is concerned in Abia State.
Okay, Chief, you talked about the issue of meeting with the national headquarters of your party to see a way you people can resolve the issues you're having in the APC here in Abia State. What about that reconciliation committee set up by the national working committee of your party? I think May Malabuni, set up a committee chaired by the current chairman of your party, the current national chairman. What was the outcome of that particular reconciliation meeting?
It's one of the ironies of life that the Senator Abdullahi Adamu-led reconciliation committee told the federation, including Abia State, have from all the two sides in Abia Apc submitted their report to Memana Buni. Buni did not implement the report for reasons best known to him. Thank to the Almighty God, who made it possible for Senator Abdullahi Adamu to be the national chairman now. When he emerged the national chairman, there was jubilation in Abia State that the man who has the report will now implement it. I was in the delegation that met him in Abuja. That delegation was led by Senator Chris Adigija. We presented our demand, and we demanded, among other things, that there should be direct primary in Abia State so that there will be a level playing field for all the aspirants then.
Was that granted?
It was granted in a way that Abia State was one of the three states that were allowed to have direct primary. I will mention the other states.
Okay.
Benue State and Osun State. Osun State is where the current national chairman, Senator Omisere, hails from.
Yeah.
Abia State was one of the three. And there was a letter from the national headquarters of our party to INEC indicating that direct primary should be used in Abia State. There's a letter to that effect.
Okay, so will it be correct to say that it was granted that direct primary should be, used for governorship primary election in Abia State?
Yes, it was granted. But those who were sent to Abia State from Abuja to conduct the primary were ambushed by Chief Benike. They did not do the direct primary. Rather, they did indirect using unexisting delegates, because there were no delegates, there were no congresses in Abia State in 2021. So, from where did the delegates emerge?
Now, Chief, before you go ahead, I'm sure you must have seen that letter written by the national headquarters of your party,
yes.
Addressed to the INEC, and they actually said that that particular directive they gave earlier, telling the Abia State APC to conduct that primary through direct mode, was done in error, and as such should not be taken. Therefore, they suggested that INEC go ahead and conduct indirect primary. Did you see that letter?
That letter where they said, oh, it was inadvertently written, is mentioned after death. They wrote it after the primary had taken place. When they realized that they shot themselves on their legs, was when they came up with the second letter. Took it to INEC. INEC received it and acknowledged it the day they brought it to INEC. So before INEC now, there are two letters on the same issue. It was mentioned after death.
Okay. Now, with the crisis now festering so much here in Abia State, so long as your party is concerned, so many people believe, and they have been alleged, that a former, a governor somewhere in Southeast is having a hand in the crisis, bedeviling the party in Abia State. Is that true?
That is 100% true.
And who is the governor?
Listen. They are receiving no point saying a governor in Southeast. It's Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, who is hell-bent on annexing Abia to Imo State. He is the trouble we have in Abia APC.
Why do you say that? Because Governor Hope Uzodinma is not from Abia State. He is the governor of Imo State. What interest does he have in Abia State APC?
The interest he has in Abia APC is that he's on a satanic mission of annexing Abia to Imo.
Chief, I would like us to
don't
be very,
tell me not to use the word satanic.
Please, it's very, so that for our own platform, when you go out there, you can use any kind of word, but on this platform, let us be mindful and be civil with the kind of words we use. So just go ahead.
Hope Uzodinma is the trouble with Abia APC. He is using Ikeche Menike to foment trouble in Abia APC. And I will give you instances.
Okay.
There was March convention, and during that March convention of APC, Abia was given the chance to produce National Welfare Secretary.
Okay.
Chief Ikeche Menike single-handedly forwarded the name of Barrister F.N. to Hope Uzodinma, and Hope Uzodinma in turn put F.N. on the unity list without consultation, without clearing with the other two aspirants, my humble self, Honorable Esiaga, and then Doka Anyanwu. We all paid our 5 million naira each to run for national welfare.
Okay.
Hope Uzodinma forwarded the name of Barrister F.N. to the presidency. And FNU.
Did he have the powers to do so? Is he a member of the NWC? Was he also a member of the organizing committee of that convention?
Yes, Hope Uzodinma was a member of the committee in charge of that convention. And that was when he had the opportunity of putting FNU's name on the list. You see, there was this arrangement, going by the electoral law, that where there is a consensus, all the candidates must give their consent in writing. My consent was not obtained. The consent of Ndokanyan was not obtained. We were not even consulted before the name of Efenuwosu was forwarded. And it was forwarded by Hope Uzodinma. And the name originated from High Chief Ikechi Emenike. That is one evidence to show that Hope Uzodinma is hell-bent on annexing Abia State to his state, Imo State. I will give you another, instance to buttress my point. During the presidential primary, all the delegates from Abia State were forced to remain in Imo Lodge in Abuja. They were compelled to vote for Senator Ahmed Lawan. They were compelled, whether they like it or not. They were asked, "Is Ahmed Lawan that must be voted for?" Not Tinubu. Not even aspirants from Southeast. Of course, they did what Hope Uzodinma directed them to do, except delegates from Ebonyi who voted for Omahe and Obaniono, their sons. The rest voted for Ahmed Lawan. Just for selfish interest of Hope Uzodinma, who wanted to be running mate to Senator Lawan.
Do you have evidence to that?
Anytime, any day, I will produce evidence. I will produce witnesses.
Now,
and listen first. Those delegates that we are compelled to vote for Lawan, we are also shortchanged. Let me also say it on record that delegates from Imo were handsomely rewarded after the convention. The delegates from Abia State were given peanuts for their logistics. This was done by Hope Uzodinma, who sees himself as the alpha and omega of APC in Southeast.
Now, would it be
finally, I said, let me buttress my point for my claim.
Just quickly, because I have another question for you.
Finally, the position of Deputy National Chairman South was zoned to Southeast and micro-zoned to Enugu. And everybody felt that, Senator Ken Nnamani, former Senate President, was eminently qualified to hold that position. And indeed, Ken Nnamani collected his form. Do you know that Hope Uzodinma called Emma Enugu, the immediate National Vice Chairman Southeast, to go and run and challenge Senator Nnamani? There was no election, and today Emma Enugu is the Deputy National Chairman in charge of APC in the entire South.
Okay,
these
now
things are done by Hope Uzodinma, to
Chief,
be the alpha and omega.
Now, Chief, hold on a bit.
Southeast.
Now, you have a Senate Chief Whip who is seen to be the leader of the party in Abia State. What is his position in all this crisis and the ones you just raised now? These issues surrounding your convention and who emerged for what position. What is his position? Did you also carry him along? And what is his position in all this?
You are referring to my former colleague in the House of Reps,
No.
Senator Ojo Uzokalo.
Yes.
Senator Ojo Uzokalo is the chief whip of the House of Reps. It's chief whip of the Senate.
Yes.
He was my colleague in the House of Reps in 1992. Unfortunately, Ojo Uzokalo is not living up to the expectation. Let me just say it, unfortunately, he's not living up to the expectation. Because if he's living up to the expectation of being the leader of APC in Abia State, he wouldn't have allowed Hope Uzodinma to encroach into his territory. Lo and behold, Ojo Uzokalo was unanimously elected the chairman of the caucus of Abia APC. But
Southeast?
No, Abia APC.
Okay,
We
Abia,
in Abia APC, sorry, elected him as our leader of the caucus, state caucus. But as the leader of the state caucus, he has not been leading us. In fact, he hardly attends our meetings, and we thought he would have taken this matter up with the Hope Uzodinma because he has all that it takes to comfort Hope Uzodinma, a one-time governor, not a one-time, a two-time governor of Abia State, a former member of the House of Representatives, a serving senator, a principal officer in the Senate. What has made him to allow Hope Uzodinma to be encroaching into Abia State is what I cannot understand. And this reminds me of a great son of this state called David Elechikoro of the blessed memory. When in 1991, Abia State was created, Senator Anton Zeribe thought he would stay in Uguta and dictate what will happen in Abia State. Okay. David Elechikoro rose to the occasion and stopped him and chased him away from Abia State.
Now, Chief, before you go ahead now, we are looking for a solution to the crisis you're having in your party. Tell us what should be the next line of action, especially this one that involves the former Minister of Mines and Steel Development, that's the former Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development, Uche Samson Oga, who is also a governorship candidate, because you have two governorship candidates. I wonder how that will play out. So what should be the next line of action? He should be a leader in his own capacity too.
Yeah, Dr. Uche Samson Oga, the immediate past Minister of State on Mines and Steel Development, is the David of our time, as far as Abia Apc is concerned. He sacrificed his position in the Federal Executive Council to come home to serve his people. And he followed the party, guideline, submitted himself to direct primary, emerged victorious. So the way forward is for his name to be forwarded to INEC as our candidate.
But that matter is still very much in court.
I strongly believe that Abians are waiting. Once Uche Oga is our candidate, the entire Abians, not only APC members, will join and make sure that come 2023, Uche becomes the governor of this state and they take us to the promised land.
Now,
the state has been bedeviled.
Now, you are saying that... hold on, Chief. Now, you are saying that the name of Samson Uche Oga should be forwarded to INEC. Don't forget that this matter is very much alive in court. So, won't you allow court to decide? Besides, just over the weekend, the Court of Appeal ruled in favor of Ikechi Emenike. So, if you are saying that his name should be forwarded to INEC as the authentic candidate, what happens with the court issues they are having there?
What I've just said is political solution to it.
Okay.
The legal solution is to wait for the court to decide. And the court will definitely decide either way. The political solution that will help the party to win. Because if the court decides in favor of Ikechi Emenike, take it from me, and I stand to be quoted, that Ikechi Emenike will not win the governorship election. It doesn't have the electoral value to win governorship election in Abia State. I have challenged him to produce results APC got in his ward in 2015 and results APC got in his ward in 2019. From where is he going to make it? Ikechi does not have electoral value that will earn him the governorship of Abia State come 2023.
Well, you are a politician, so you should know better, and that's your opinion. Anyway, let me sincerely thank you, the former lawmaker of the House of Representatives, Nze Chief Honorable Chiekwe Esiaga. Thank you so much for speaking with me on the platform this morning.
Thank you very much, my brother. All hands must be on deck to salvage Abia State. This state called Abia State is God's own state that has been bedeviled by people who, instead of championing the cause of Abia State, end up enriching themselves. That is why Abia State is not making progress. And I look forward to 2023 when Uche Oga will be the governorship candidate and will become the governor of Abia State, and Abians will be happy for it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity to air my views.
Thank you so much. Abians will decide on that. Thank you so much, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay, that was a member of the APC in Abia State, Chief Chiekwe Esiaga. Of course, you heard him there. But when we come back, we'll take another position of a member of the All Progressives Congress here in Abia State. He will also tell us his own side of the story, because we are looking for a solution to this crisis bedeviling the party in Abia State. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Let's take a breather and the return shop.